Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb, a lot of people look at those automated valuations like on Zillow or their neighbor's asking price to determine what their home is worth, especially now that it's taking longer to sell a home. How does a homeowner sell their home faster in this market?
Well, Richard, it's all about pricing. It's not necessarily about condition, and it definitely is presentation. So I'd say that those two P's are critical. And then where to price it is knowledge that you would get from hopefully a good real estate broker that knows how to make that happen. Depending on the condition, the competition, similar sales, there's all these factors that come into play. So in general, if you price it too high, the market's going to figure it out very quickly. I mean, within probably minutes. You'll be able to look on Zillow. Zillow will give you some clues. They'll show the number of views to the number of saves. And I have a certain metrics that I'm looking for in that. If I see more saves, that's an indication that probably the market thinks it's a good price for the home and they're going to show up. If there's very few saves on Zillow, it's going to tell me that the market doesn't seem like that's interesting and they're probably not going to show up. So of course, most people are trying to get the most money when they sell their home, but the way I like to do it, it's kind of counterintuitive. You really need to price it what I call very realistically in order to get the most money. As an example, the one I did just last weekend, I keep talking about it in Briargate. It was pretty rough. I mean, the carpet was beige, but it had many blackened spots. You know, the wallpaper's peeling off. It's got some rotted trim. The deck looks kind of rough, but it's a good location. It's a really good price. And had we priced it for the price of the highest offer that we got, nobody would have even come out to take a look at it. Not at all. No way. In fact, I don't even think it would have appraised for a number that high. If the buyer was getting a loan, you have to have an appraisal that substantiates the home is worth the agreed upon sales price. But the seller took the best offer for them. And at the end of the day, it's all about pricing to command the most money. And they still ended up with about 8% more than their asking price. So I think buyers are pretty picky. I mean, we've got one over in the northwest side of town that's stunning, has an extra garage. And had that thing hit the market in February, it probably would have sold at that price with a bidding more. But it's a little bit different right now because there's a lot more competition on the market. And some of the things buyers are picking at, which to me, some of them don't make sense. Like, I want the 5-piece palatial bath and I don't want any popcorn ceilings. You know, they're just getting really, really picky on a home that's had a remodeled kitchen, fabulous lot, lots of garage space. So it doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, the market's going to tell you right away if you priced it right. So how are you going to be able to tell that? You can tell typically by the volume of showings. I checked on Zillow recently. Zillow owns Showing Time, which is the showing service that they absorbed last year. And basically, they will tell you the average number of showings that they're set for price range all across the board. And if you go up to 1 million, typically what we're seeing is that every week you should be getting about 6 showings. If you're not getting that many, then you're priced too high. If you're getting more than that, you're probably priced very realistically. If you're getting lots of showings and no offers, it's just a little bit too high. And if you're getting offers, you're probably right there in the sweet spot. Pretty soon, you're going to get a contract that you like. And in general, if you price it too high and slowly walk the price down, you're going to net less money. Zillow isn't the one that's going to decide what your home is sell for. It's going to be the buyers that will do it. So these automated valuations really aren't necessarily going to be the answer. So you have to price it according to its condition and its competition and all that. As an example, I sold a home a few months ago in which the kitchen was basically 1960 vintage. So how much that's 65 years old. All the appliances worked, which was really to whoever built those appliances, to their credit. It had all the things that buyers allegedly say they don't like wallpaper, and it was dated, and it had granny curtains, and it had, but it had a lot of the 50s and 60s homes have beautiful hardwood floors. So when I first went into that house, the beautiful hardwood flooring was covered with this thick sculpted carpet. And I'm like, is there any way we could pull that carpet if there's hardwood? So that's what they did. And it looks spectacular. So the seller chose to price very realistically. The home, its bones were well taken care of. It had fresh windows, updated electrical panel, updated roof, updated mechanicals, but the cosmetics were not so updated. We had the old appliances and old cabinets in the kitchen, that kind of stuff. So seller priced it right. We ended up having a huge crowd at the open house. We had multiple offers, and it ended up selling for $15,000 over asking price. So it's a sweet spot. You have to make sure you hit that right in any kind of market. You have to look at the competition. And that's part of what we did. We were looking at homes, same floor plan, that had been remodeled, that had all the nice all white kitchens with the granite counters and all that stuff. And they were selling for a higher price, as the seller chose not to price it up there because it would mean that the house would sit on the market month after month and buyers would opt for a different home. It's always best to price a home what I call realistically. In fact, right now in this market with higher inventory, it has to be very realistic. So you can look at similar sales, but I'm telling you right now, my experience tells me that is not the number. You have to drive it below that to get them in the door. And we know exactly how to do that. We look at recent sales, we compare apples to apples. That's what appraisers do. So appraisers, their job is basically to substantiate to the lender that the home is worth the agreed upon sales price and that the home meets the loan guidelines. As an example, for the government loans like FHA and VA, they're a little bit stricter, like you can't have any peeling paint, no rotted wood, no broken windows, no missing outlet covers, no missing stair rails, no safety trip hazards, those kind of things don't qualify for those kind of loans. I'm handling a couple of repos by the VA right now, and one of them that's on the market actually just got a contract, has 2 bathrooms out of the 3 that have been completely gutted down to the studs. We can't even turn on the water without water spewing out, the toilet hole. And the flooring is fractured in the basement. So because of that, that will not be approved for a traditional VA or FHA loan. However, there are rehab loans that the buyers can get where they can borrow up to $35,000 and roll it into their loan to repair the home after closing and be able to purchase those homes, hopefully at a discount as is. So there's options out there for them if whoever they're working with helps them think out of the box. If you are thinking of making a move, that's what we help people do all the time. Decide on where to price and position their home to get the most money. It's not what you think. A lot of people think if I price it high, don't I leave room for negotiating? That's the biggest mistake, especially in a high inventory market. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call. That's part of what we do. We meet with home sellers and give them tips on what to do and what not to do to get their house ready for sale. We go over all the closing costs, so we show you exactly how much you'll put in your pocket when it does sell. And it's a free service. There's no cost or obligation. If you are thinking of making a move, all you have to do is give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And you can listen to replays of the show anytime on all of the major podcast platforms, plus Barb's YouTube channel, Barb Schlinker. If you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900. Now, Barb, what are the other magic bullets on pricing to get your home the top dollar?
Well, actually, not every home has a bidding war. And, I've had neighbors call me and go, why'd you price that home so low? And I'm not trying to hurt the neighbors, but at the end of the day, it's the seller's decision on where they're going to price their home. So some sellers decide to price their home realistically based on its condition. I just sold one in the Powers area, very popular area. The home wasn't perfect. It backed to a busy street, had nice views, but it backed to a busy street. And they were smokers, and you definitely could smell the cigarette smell in the house. So that's a turnoff for a lot of buyers. But the seller decided to price it very realistically. And so that's exactly what we did. We had over 70 people in that open house. We still ended up selling that home full price, even though it had condition issues. That's why it's so important to hire somebody that really understands how to really master the art of pricing a home. You don't have to agree with them, and you don't have to accept any offer. At the end of the day, it's a seller's decision on what offer they're going to take. And it's really, really important to price it very realistically. That's the way you get the most money. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker on Your Real Estate Voice, the show that tells you everything you need to know about real estate, buying or selling. And if you're thinking of selling and want the most amount of money, call Barb, 719-301-3900, or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Barb, lightning round of your hot new listings.
Here we go. Well, beautiful home up in Woodland Park. It's on almost an acre with amazing views. It's a manufactured home, so it's not a beautiful new home, but it's in good shape. It's move-in ready, priced at $309. A really good deal that's basically right now, this property on Carr Avenue up in Cripple Creek is set up like a duplex. So it's been approved for an Airbnb upstairs, and you can rent out the downstairs for as much as $1,500. So if you wanted to live in the upstairs, you could get most of your mortgage payment paid. We have a beautiful home on 8230 Camfield at $454,999. Gorgeous gleaming hardwood floors, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, granite counter, stainless steel appliances, backs to open space. Great, great home. We have a fabulous home on Tower Road. So this home, they were living in the main level, and they actually rented out the basement that has a separate entrance. And they commanded $15,000 a year doing that with a 5-star Airbnb, which is transferable. So that's the type of home that you could buy that's in beautiful condition, and have at least half of your house payment paid. We have a beautiful home up on Pinecrest in Woodland Park, very close to the Charis Bible College, priced at $599. This gorgeous home on 4 acres, has a 3-car detached garage, has a barn and a loafing shed, and it's amazing. We have another great house on Spanish Oak Terrace in Pinecrest, right on the golf course. Amazing views, beautiful condition, priced at $749. Another gorgeous home on Christie Court that's absolutely move-in ready at $425. Spectacular home on Big Valley, priced at $725. This home has a detached, awesome, can I say man cave detached garage? Can I say that, Richard? Is that okay?
You can indeed. It's very accurate, I think.
It has, I'm like, I wouldn't be doing this, but it has a professional heater, like a commercial grade heater in it. It has a couple of hoist systems. So for somebody that has that kind of talent, they would love that. And great, great lot, gorgeous views in beautiful condition. A beautiful home in the Broadmoor, backs to NORAD, in with fresh carpet, great location, very nice home, priced at $684. An amazing home on 4 acres in High Forest Ranch. This home has a main level master over 7,000 square feet, priced at $2.199 million in prestigious High Forest Ranch D20 schools. And then a couple of great lots, one on Arapahoe Drive, up in Florissant at 119, another one in Lake George on Hidden Valley, priced at 35. So to find out about all of our coming soon homes, go to barbhasthebuyers.com and check it out. Richard?
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, host of the program and owner broker of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb 719-301-3900. Or as always, visit barbhasthebuyers.com. That'll do it for this weekend. Talk to you soon, Barb.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.